I am a very ordinary housewife. I live with my husband Tyler and my daughter Scarlett. My husband works for a company, and I work part-time at a supermarket. We are not rich, but we are not poor either. We were just an ordinary family. How could such normal days disappear like that? I was out working part-time at the supermarket as usual. I worked until 7 o'clock, then went shopping for dinner and went home. This is usually the usual flow of things. When I returned home, I found Scarlett, my daughter, hungry. I prepared dinner while giving Scarlett snacks to satisfy her hunger. When dinner was almost ready, Tyler would come home after work. This was the usual routine, but that day was different. Tyler did not come home at 9 o'clock. I wondered if something was wrong. It's a department with very little overtime. Maybe he had an accident. While I was worried like that, Tyler finally came home after 10 o'clock. He looked very gloomy and I was very worried. "What's wrong? You were late. Did something happen?" I asked. But Tyler simply replied, "Nothing. Nothing at all." Tyler went to bed without eating, having apparently eaten his dinner as well. It's not often that he goes out to eat, and if he did, I would have reported it. Obviously, Tyler was different from usual. I felt somewhat uneasy. For the next few days, Tyler started coming home late and eating outside. No matter how many times I asked him about it, all he would say was nothing or whatever. I could only think that he was hiding something. Then Scarlett, who is only 5 years old, said to me, "Dad's been giving Mom a scary look lately." It seems that even Scarlett is feeling something. I didn't want to make even my 5-year-old daughter feel uneasy, so I gave her a fake smile. "He's fine, he's just tired, that's all," I told Scarlett. I mustn't make Scarlett more anxious than she already was. So I tried to stop Tyler, who was going to go to the bedroom right away, and let him talk to me. "Hey, why are you acting like that lately? If there is something wrong, why don't you talk to your family about it?" I said that forcefully. Then Tyler said to me,
"Why do I have to listen to you? It's up to me, isn't it? Don't act like your family."
"Family? Act? I am a family member. Why would he say that to me? Could it be that I am not family to Tyler? Is that possible? I do housework every day for Tyler and earn money from my part-time job. I'm becoming more and more confused about Tyler's feelings. What in the world is he thinking?" Scarlett and I were both bothered for a long time. Then one day, the tragedy happened. No matter what time it was, Tyler never came home. It was 2 o'clock, and not a single call.
"Dad hasn't come home yet?"
Scarlett, who had been sleeping, became anxious and woke up. "Don't worry, Dad. He's working hard. Don't worry." With that, I put Scarlett back to sleep again. No matter how many times I called, Tyler did not answer. I called him again and he said, "What?" Tyler answered. I tried to ask him where he was and what he was doing. When I tried to ask him about this and that, he replied, "You know, you're such a pain in the ass. I wonder why I married you." As if she was regretting it. What is that? As if he wanted to divorce me too. I didn't want to believe what he said, so I decided to talk about something else. "Scarlett is anxious. Please come home early." Tyler remained silent when I said this. In the end, the conversation didn't go any further and I went to bed. The next day, Tyler was nowhere to be found. On the desk was a letter and a signed divorce decree. The letter said, "I am tired of being with you. From now on, I will live with another woman." That was it. I immediately contacted Tyler, but he was disconnected. Scarlett and I were dumped by Tyler. Soon Scarlett woke up and asked, "Daddy went out somewhere. Isn't today your day off?" I mustn't make Scarlett uneasy. I tried to force myself to smile, but I couldn't even do that. I broke down in tears. I contacted Tyler's company. Apparently, Tyler had resigned from his job a week earlier. I thought he had been at work until now, but he must have been visiting his affair partner. I had been deceived for so long. I never thought my husband would do this to me.
"Mommy, Daddy won't come back."
Scarlett said after reading the letter. She can't even read. It seems that she understood what the situation was just by the atmosphere. "I'm sorry, Mom, I couldn't do anything. I'm sorry. There was no way to fix it." With that in mind, I filed divorce papers. I hugged Scarlett and cried as hard as I could. I immediately went to Tyler's parents' house and explained the situation. My in-laws also contacted Tyler, but even he seemed to be ignoring it. What a surprise. It was a complete elopement. What the hell? My in-laws apologized to me many times, But it was Tyler who was at fault. My parents-in-law are not to blame. They are very kind to me and often ask me if I have any problems. I really can't forgive him for betraying me and such nice people to elope. I vowed to live with Scarlett alone. I have increased my part-time work hours so that I can earn more money, to at least atone for his sins. My in-laws also provided some support. My parents are also worried about me and buy me food. I feel so lucky to be surrounded by such kind people. But Scarlett is still young and her father's presence is essential.
I wonder when my dad will come back.
Scarlett cries when she says that over and over again. Seeing her tears, I cry too. If I had been more firm, this might not have happened. I blamed myself many times, but the people around me told me that it was not my fault and that it was Tyler who was at fault. Those words were the only thing that saved me. 3 years have passed since then, and my life has finally settled down. Scarlett is now an elementary school student, and she tries not to remember Tyler. It was a very tragic past, but once it is over, it is surprisingly easy to get over it. I am now living a peaceful life without any particular worries. However, one day of such days, I received a phone call. The caller was Tyler.
Hey, how are you? I'm fine.
Tyler said, sounding very cheerful. What is this guy coming here to tell me now? I thought, can you just tell me briefly what you want? Then Tyler started to say something surprising.
Why don't we start over? I guess you and I are perfect for each other after all.
What? I thought. He dumped me on his own, and now he's telling me what? And we're perfect for each other. You said yourself why you got married. I almost lost my temper because I couldn't trust anything Tyler said. Can you imagine what Scarlett was going through? How sad she must have been. Even though I talked about Scarlett, he didn't stop talking in a flustered way.
I'm sorry for what I did to Scarlett, but I'm sure she'll forgive me if I come back.
Huh? What does this guy think Scarlett's feelings are? I was getting angrier and angrier. If he apologized lightly, we would forgive him. That kind of lickety-split attitude is coming through. Make no mistake, this guy is not sorry at all. On the contrary, he might do the same thing. If such a man asks me to start over, I will say no back. Don't be silly. I have no intention of starting over with you. I told him clearly, but when I said that, Tyler was upset.
What? Why are you refusing me? I'm the one who went to the trouble of asking you to get back together.
You went to the trouble. Maybe Tyler thinks he is a great person. I don't think it's a statement that would come out if he didn't think he was better than me. He clearly disrespects me and Scarlett. I wonder what he is saying with such an attitude. I don't want a man with a superior attitude like yours. Even I said that, Tyler would not back down.
You are just being stubborn, aren't you? Well, I'm sorry I ran off with that other woman.
Yes, I hadn't finished that story yet. What happened to that woman who ran away with you? I asked him about the woman who ran away. And it seems that she was in it for the money. It seems that she took all of Tyler's money and disappeared somewhere. It must have been a good distraction for him since he left his wife and child behind. As I was giggling on the phone, Tyler got angry.
What are you laughing at? Just tell me you're going to get back together.
Does he think I will obey him if he yells at me like that? It seemed that he was taking advantage of me to no end, so I shouted a little louder. You think you can get back together with me if you yell like that? Of course not. You can't get back together with me. Don't make fun of me. Tyler was surprised. I don't usually get angry. As I was shouting loudly, Scarlett noticed and came over to me.
Mom, who are you talking to?
I didn't want Scarlett to know, but I guess he heard her voice and said loudly, Scarlett, it's me. It's Daddy. I want to see Scarlett. Scarlett also seemed to hear Tyler's voice and said anxiously, Daddy, don't talk to Scarlett. You're not her father anymore. Tyler didn't back down at all and said, Hey, Scarlett misses your daddy too, right? Don't you want to live with me again from now on? That's what he said. Using Scarlett is unforgivable. But Scarlett made a surprising statement.
No. I don't even think of you as my dad anymore, and just hearing your voice makes me uncomfortable.
Both Tyler and I were surprised. I was surprised that Scarlett would say such a thing. Tyler still talked to Scarlett.
What are you talking about, Scarlett? It's your father. You haven't seen me since you were little, right? Aren't you happy that we're going to live together again?
Tyler tried to persuade her somehow, but Scarlett was adamant that she had no intention of seeing Tyler.
Come on, don't you know how sad Mom has been since Dad left?
Scarlett, it seems she knows how I feel.
We had a hard time after you left. Don't act like a father now.
Scarlett clearly rejects Tyler. Listening to her makes me feel kind of good. But even so, Tyler seemed not to give up.
Well, I guess Scarlett is really dying to see me again.
I can't believe he can think positively like that, even though he has been rejected so far. However, Scarlett also tried to break Tyler's positive thinking by saying, "You're not my dad anymore. I hate you so much, don't ever let me see you again." The sadness of being rejected by his own daughter to this extent. It must be immeasurable. As expected, Tyler was really pissed off at being told that much and yelled at her.
What the hell? You rejected me? Both of you. That's unforgivable.
You were the one who abandoned us in the first place, and now that you're on the receiving end, you're doing this to us. It's like he has a small capacity, or maybe it's the spirit of I'm good. Others aren't. Such a theory is valid only for kindergartners at the most. Are you not ashamed to say such a thing when grown up? No matter how much we told him not to come. Tyler stubbornly continued.
Just tell me you're going to get back together. I'm going back there for now. I'll go to my parents' house and ask them where you guys are.
That's just stalking, isn't it? We told him we didn't want to see him. By the way, I told my parents-in-law that Tyler had already contacted me. They say that we shouldn't ever meet him, so it seems that my parents-in-law are on my side. And then Tyler made a statement.
You can't marry or do anything with anyone but me anyway. You'd better get back together quickly before you become a sellout.
So I see. Oh, I didn't tell him. A certain fact that is very important to Tyler. In order to fight back, I decided to tell him, well, Tyler, I'm in a relationship right now, so I can't get back together with you. Tyler said, what? Did you think I was not that good with men? The man I met was an employee whose shifts fit well with my own as a result of my increased part-time hours. We both had the same interests. We were fun to talk to, and he was a much nicer person than Tyler. I was dating such a person and was planning to remarry in the near future, so there was no room for Tyler to get involved.
No, of course not. No man would want a used woman like you.
He was so rude to me. I want to sue him just for what he said. Well, I don't want to make unnecessary contact with him, so I won't sue him. Tyler has been desperately trying to convince me to get back together with him. However, my feelings have already turned to my dating partner. I no longer have the heart to be interested in a scumbag who dumped me and Scarlett. Then Tyler made a statement.
Hey, I'm begging you to get back together with me. Actually, that woman put me in debt.
It was a sudden topic. Apparently, the woman with whom he was having an affair was a very bad woman and was making him pay as much tribute as she could. And then she was making him take on debt. She seemed to be a habitual offender who would go into hiding after she had squeezed as much as she could out of him. Tyler met this woman at a suspicious bar. So Tyler fell for this woman. He even eloped with her. How pathetic.
Hey, you can think of it as saving my life and get back together with me, right?
But that's not the same thing. It's true that he eloped. He should have taken care of us instead of falling for that woman in the first place. It was Tyler's fault for being so elated with the young woman and even choosing to elope with her. Moreover, Tyler probably intends to run away after he puts the debt on me. I can't have anything more to do with such a dangerous person. I'm not going to have any more conversations with someone like you. If you come near me without permission, I will turn you into the police. I told him to restrain himself. Tyler was begging me with tears in his voice.
Please, you're the only one I can count on. If I can count on you, I'll.
In the first place, it's his own fault for doing what he did to put himself in that situation. It is outrageous to put what he did on the shelf and ask for help from others. I'm going to be happy with my boyfriend and Scarlett. I have no compassion for this man. Goodbye, Tyler. Don't ever let me see your face again. I don't want to give my partner unnecessary anxiety. I decided to end contact with Tyler once and for all. Over the phone, I heard Tyler's voice saying, "Please wait," but I ignored it all and hung up the phone. Of course, I blocked his call. After that, Tyler even showed up at my parents' house to try to somehow get back together. Well, of course. I heard that my parents turned Tyler away, I heard that he also went to Tyler's parents' house, but my parents-in-law also declared that they were insulated. They said that such an insolent person was not their son. Tyler was left alone in the world with no one to turn to. Rumor has it that he was taken to a forced labor facility somewhere because he could not repay a large debt. Working at minimum wage while being torn to pieces, most of his wages disappeared to pay back his debts. I hear that he is in such a hellish environment. Well, let him be sorry for all the bad things he has done. I have successfully remarried my boyfriend and bought a big house. Scarlett, my best partner, and I lived happily together